Evening, everybody. It's 5:36, and this is your video number 1262. Excuse me, and I remind everyone to please hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. It's very supportive of the work that I do. Okay, so let's see. Today was a roller coaster. That's the best way that I can possibly explain it. We were all over the place. We were down about 100 in the futures, and by the time we opened, we were actually up a couple of cents, and that's the way the market opened, up a little. Same situation with the Nasdaq and the S&P. Um, but we got stuck in a range today that was kind of surprising. It wasn't a very extreme range, and we must have covered it 3 or 4 times during the day. So it was a real roller coaster of the day. But at the end of the day, we finished with the Dow up 67, 0.2%, and the advanced declines there were a little better than yesterday, 3 to 2 up. Nasdaq, which moved in both directions, closed basically unchanged, really, up 27.74, which was also 0.2%, and the advanced declines there were 6 to 5. Volume in general was down from yesterday's 4.8 to about 4.5 today. S&P was up $20, 0.5%. The Russell was up $16, 1594, 0.85, and the big winner of the day was the Dow Jones Transports, up 157.91, or 1.06. What's interesting, one of my subscribers and friends pointed out to me today, was there's an index called the tick index, and it measures the number of ticks in one direction or the other. And usually between 1,000 and 1,100 in either direction precedes a turn in the opposite direction. What was interesting about it today was that between 1:30 and 2:30, it went from plus 1,000, minus 1,000, and plus 1,000 again. And we did have a little bit of a sell-off into the close. The VIX, by the way, was down almost $3 at 29.25, which is, I don't know, that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, WDC, that's the one that Elliott Management took a position in. What they want to do is they want to spin out the flash business. This morning, the stock was 59, up about 6. It managed to move further than that, hit 62.61 and closed 61.72, up 780, or 14%. As I mentioned this morning, Paramount had a beat, but the stock was lower. It traded as low this morning as 28 and low change, but it managed to close 29.88, down only 39 cents and pretty close to the high. Expedia missed, and they punished it. 150.31 down 24.50, or 14%. If everybody's rushing to travel and take vacations, why is Expedia one of the biggest consolidators? Why is it down 14%? How did they miss if things are that great? AMD reported a beat, and the stock closed 91.13, managed to get up to 98.79, and the last is 97.16, up 729, or 8%. This one still has a very long way to go. I remember when Dump Kramer had Lisa Su on the show the last time they reported. The stock was 138, and it was his thesis that you needed to go out and buy it right here. So 138, it's only down, 40% from there with today's 8% rise. LYFT beat top and bottom, but the problem was that their rider count was down. So, you know, higher revenues based on price, higher earnings based on price, both inflationary, really doesn't do it when the ridership is down. It closed at 3076, and the last is it got down to 2350. Last is 2380, and it's down 25%, down $8. Biogen IDEC lost their CEO. He's leaving, and this is all about the Alzheimer's drug that they keep on telling us they have, then they tell us they don't have it, then they tell us it's approved, then they tell us it's not approved. So, the stock is only down $1.62 at 206, so it's not that big a deal, I guess. Starbucks with a miss, but up revenues and up slightly up revenues and earnings in line. And that one closed 73.44. It got as high as 79. 82. The last is 78, and that's up $2.60, or 3.4%. Tomorrow we have the FOMC, but that doesn't come until 2 o'clock for the decision, up 50 basis points, and the press conference, which won't start till 2:30. ADP numbers come out tomorrow morning, as do ISM, trade balance, and of course mortgage apps, which have been on a slide on a weekly basis, week after week after week. 12%, 3%, up 1%, down 6%. So we'll see what that number looks like tomorrow. Chart on the screen is the NAT gas, which looked like it was going to have a new closing high. This high close was 795.8. Today's close 795.4. So pretty damn close. Didn't make a new high. This is 816 and change. This is 819 and change, I believe. 819.70. So, but it certainly looks like it's moving higher as usual, bouncing off the 20-day moving average, which is what it's done ever since it crossed back above it in February of this year, right before the war started. Gold was up $7, neither here nor there after yesterday's debacle. It closed 1870. It was as low as 1849, so not a bad recovery, but we'll have to see if it carries through. The oil was down 276, closed pretty close to the low at 102.41. Bitcoin down 900, Ethereum down about 80. The dollar was down about 27 cents, and the bonds were up about $1. What was interesting today is that on the early news, which was ISM and a couple of other things that came in pretty well, the jolts were higher, but those didn't come in until 10 o'clock. Of course, both of those sent interest rates up. The 10-year over 3% for the first time, and in no time at all after that, they took it all the way back down to 2.933, closed around 2.96, but still off the high. So we'll have to see. Personally, I'd like to see those imbeciles in Washington raise 3/4 of a point. I'd actually like to see them raise $1. 1.0%, only because it would, number one, show that they're serious, and by the way, it would also just align with what the market is already telling you. So, and one last one, I didn't get the number written down. Chegg JPEG was just a disaster today. This morning it was 1482, down 10 or 40%. The low during the day was 1566. It did recover a little, closed about up 2/3 on the range, but down $7.50 at $17.50, down 30%. So didn't do as badly as it looked this morning, but it certainly wasn't good. All right, everyone, I'll be back in the morning.